Hi, my name is Kendall, and this is my video for the William Jessup Scholar Showcase. If there is one thing I've embraced in life, it is change. Experiencing changes in my life and being the catalyst for change are all moments that have helped me develop into the person I am today and will continue to shape the person I will become. My faith in Christ and his teachings provide the foundation which allows me to embrace change in my life. I'm committed to being a servant through leadership and look forward to attending William Jessup in order to multiply my impact on everyone I touch. Although I have developed my ability to adapt to change in the past 4 years, it was not always so simple. The single biggest challenge of my life happened after spending over 11 years at Windsor Christian Academy in Sonoma County. After moving to Roseville at the start of my freshman year, everything that had been given to me from a young age was gone. My friends, my home, my cat, my favorite restaurant, my confidence, and above all, my memories. From the second I moved, it felt like I had to dig deep and fight for everything. If I wanted to make new friends, I needed to put myself out there. If I wanted to see my old friends, I needed to make the 3-hour drive back to my old hometown. If I wanted to continue to belong to a Christian community, I needed to join a new church. Getting what I wanted required me to step out of my comfort zone when it came to every aspect of my life. I understand now that God works in many ways and that my life's challenges are part of his plan and the way I will be shaped into a leader. Although this was far from easy, the past 4 years have equipped me with the skills, tools, and opportunities to be the change I want to see in the world. Within my community, I strive to bring about change in a musical, athletic, and spiritual manner. I believe that William Jessup University is the perfect place to not only transform my education and my spiritual journey, but also to become a primary example of a godly leader. Musical theater has always been a lifelong passion of mine, but it was not until high school that I realized my God-given gift could be used as a positive force of change. I joined musical theater in the spring of my freshman year with very little experience in putting on a large-scale production. Before, my musical talent had been primarily centered around singing, but in musical theater, I was thrust into the world of acting, dancing, and teamwork as well, which were things I had been very unfamiliar and, quite frankly, uncomfortable with. However, as my uneasiness on stage started to shift into confidence, I was able to harness true leadership qualities as well. When new students would join in the following years, I used empathy to drive me as a leader. I made sure everyone felt welcome and did my best to help build a culture where everyone belongs. I gave advice based on my history in theater and tried my best to spread praise and grace during rehearsals and performances, putting the comfort of my classmates before my personal recognition. In the fall of my freshman year, I joined the girls' golf team with little experience and great trepidation. Even though golf was very challenging at times, I stayed consistent, disciplined, and even found opportunities to mentor my teammates who were also filled with self-doubt. When senior year came around, I took the role of varsity team co-captain. Not only had I improved athletically and mentally, but I also realized the positive impact I was having as a team leader. The discipline I developed helped me to stay focused and remain consistent during matches and earn my teammates' trust. By the end of my senior season, I was one of the top 5 in my league, and I earned the Scholar Athlete Award by demonstrating academic integrity for maintaining a strong GPA throughout my season. Lastly, my endurance from beginning to end permitted me to serve as a strong example of a valuable, committed, and resilient player for my peers. My faith protected me in more ways than one, and without it, I would not have had the strength to trust God's plan to help me realize my calling. When I joined a church for the first time, I had never seen so much opportunity, and it helped to reshape my understanding of service. There were so many areas that I had the chance to serve in, including the kids ministry and the worship team. In the kids ministry, I enlightened children about God's love and led them down a path of righteousness and peace. On the worship team, I was introduced to an amazing group of people who taught me that my passion for singing stemmed directly from God and showed me how I could use it to honor his mighty name. I also learned that it is faith that helps me lead with love. At my school, I'm one of the leaders of the Fearless Christian Club. My classmates and I seized the opportunity to be spiritual leaders in the high school community. As part of our mission, we have taken care to host weekly club meetings where we have had numerous guest speakers give their testimonies, including several William Jessup students, and given Fearless members the opportunity to represent the ministry as well. My fellow club members and I put on a night of worship and prayer called Freedom Night in hopes of helping others reach salvation. I was very fortunate to be given the opportunity to sing on stage alongside incredible musicians. The night took much preparation, teamwork, recruitment, promotion, and immense guidance from God. But in the end, my club and I brought many people to Jesus, which reinstilled my belief that spreading Christ's love to others is part of God's plan for me as a transformative Christian leader. Out of all the opportunities that arose upon my move to Placer County, there was one that stood out above all others, and that was the chance to attend Jessup University. Before I even knew where I wanted to go for college, I always pictured myself at a place where my faith and academics could grow together as one. When I first stepped onto the campus, I immediately felt connected. Being at Jessup reminds me of all the things I loved about Christian school, such as the small, intimate campus and class sizes, the faith-driven students, and even the same Warriors mascot. I seek to be in a community where I'm pushed to try new things and explore new horizons. Jessup will empower me to be a transformational leader in Christ because of its extensive performing arts programs connecting me with opportunities to serve in the church. Finally, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to receive an education and grow in my faith at Jessup to train and prepare me for service in life. I have been an agent of change by touching every act of service in my community, which includes the performing arts, golf, and church. I believe that my natural capability to bring about change in a spiritual manner is the best way to honor the legacy of Jessup.